So you didn't pay your credit card or your utility bill or whatever. Now it's a collection and it's tanking your credit report. Should you pay it off? Well, this is Mistake Monday. I'm going to go over why you probably shouldn't pay off that collection. Hi, my name is Matt Coach. This YouTube channel I made to share the tips, tricks, and mistakes on my way to building a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio. Today I'm going to go over what a collection is, the mistakes most people have in that spot, what's going to happen if you do pay off that collection, and how it is hurting your credit score. So without further ado, let's get after it. Alright, so real quick, I'm going to show you guys down here what is a collection. So if you're looking at your Credit Karma, you can view your full report. Here's where you'll see if you have a collection. It's right here. All right, so I have no collections. That's good. You don't want to have any collections. But what is a collection? A collection happens when you do not pay a creditor. And essentially what they're going to do is they're going to sell off your debt. So banks already factor in how many people are not going to pay off their debt, and they have kind of the ratios per credit scores and things like that of the likelihood of you not paying off this debt. So it goes to a collection company who buys it for pennies on the dollar, and then they send you phone calls and emails and letters and stuff saying that they're trying to collect this debt. And you're going to be in a spot, if you pay off that debt, that it stays on your report, heavily weighted for the first 2 years. It usually stays on for about 7 years, but this can be an issue. So say you get the money to pay off the report. A lot of the times if you go and pay off this collection, so you've had it for 2 or 3 years, they can put it on your report, keep it on your report for up to 7 more years after you pay it off. So you could have over a decade of this collection tanking your report. Is a derogatory on your report. So that can keep you from having that 700 score. You could be really low for a really long time. So should you pay off a collection? The idea is generally no. They can only really collect money from you on this collection if they go through legal action to sue you for the money, and it tends to not make sense for any collections under $10,000 for them to go to that extent. So what you can do instead is you can go through the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I'll look it up right here. You guys can see it. Fair Credit Reporting Act. What's that? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act says that you are allowed to report essentially anything on your credit report. You are allowed to dispute and say that does not belong to you. And essentially a collection does not belong to you once they sell off the debt. You owe your debt to this bank. They sold your debt to somebody else. You do not owe that person or that entity essentially that money. You owe it to that bank. So when you go through collections, the best course of action is actually to get this removed from your credit report. You can go through credit repair agencies, which I will share in tomorrow, Tuesday's tips and tricks. I'll share with you guys credit repair agencies and what they do and how they kind of go about taking things like this off of your report. But this is essentially you should not pay a collection if it's not, unless you are basically getting sued for it. So you'll get a court service in order to come through this. That's basically your worst case scenario, but anything under $10,000 you're probably fine with. And if you go to pay it off, it doesn't come off your credit report. So you essentially have no real benefit of paying off the credit report. The only reason you would pay this collection is if you negotiate for them to take it off of your report. You can also negotiate down the price. So if you owe $2,000, you can tell them something like, I'll pay $500 to get it off of my credit report. And a lot of the times they don't collect at all on these, so you actually do have some negotiation power there. And that is kind of the situation. Call up the collection agency. And you negotiate it to get off your report. You have to make sure that that comes in writing, that they're taking this collection off of your report. If they don't do that, it's not worth paying, essentially. So now you guys know that. So if you are somebody who's in a good amount of debt, best case scenario is to pay all your stuff on time. I'm not advertising that you should go through this, but sometimes you have financial difficulties and you don't pay for whatever reason, and it comes onto your credit report. That is how you solve that issue. Let's tune in tomorrow when I go over credit repair companies and how they fix your credit. So tune in for that if you're wondering, well, how do I get it off my report without paying it? I'll be there tomorrow. Thanks y'all for listening. Catch you later.